personal development is something that is extremely important and has played a vital role in my journey, even more so than anything else. More than the physical transformation has been the mental transformation. And sometimes we think personal development means that we read a book, or that we go to a seminar, or we, have an action plan. But personal development is just developing yourself, and sometimes that happens because of awareness and because of a need to want to understand why you are doing the things that you are doing, why you are making the decisions that you are making, and how to tap into your thoughts and think, where is this thought coming from, and how can I change it to get the result that I want? So the other day, I saw someone from my past, and whenever I see this person, mentally I'm distraught, but it has a physical result or physical effect as well. I literally feel myself like I can't breathe and I'm going to fall to the floor. And this has happened a few times, and it's been on my mind that I have to figure out what is going on. Because clearly there is something there that is not allowing me to heal that part. And it's very important when you're working on yourself to be aware of that happening and making the effort to heal every area, not just, certain areas. A lot of people think that because I've grown so much that I'm just this person who doesn't have problems, and they don't feel things, and there's nothing bad going on in my life. But that's not true. I'm human, So I was trying to figure out what is it, and everything that I was thinking about, and all of my thoughts, and everything was just so surface level. I just don't like them, whatever. It was just all surface level. And today, for whatever reason, as I was driving in my car, it really hit me. I was reading this book the other day about meditation, and it talks about in there that a lot of times when we don't like someone, it is because we see in them what we don't like in ourselves. And that thought came to mind as I was driving to work, and I couldn't help but think about that person and ask myself, what is it about him that I see in myself? And I was reminded of this time period in my life where I did a lot of bad things to a lot of good people. And I was very ashamed in that moment of the things that I had done and the people that I had hurt. Because we naturally, put people through struggles on our own journey, especially when we're hurting. And I know that I was hurting in that moment and in that time period. But I can remember finding joy in their pain and suffering. It's not something that you ever want to be proud of. And even right now, I'm having a panic attack just thinking that I'm videotaping this. Because it's very difficult to admit to yourself that at one point in time, it made you happy to hurt someone. The truth is that we are constantly sending out ripples around us. Your actions have a direct impact on everyone around you, and they carry those experiences with them, and then they leave ripples on someone else. And they carry those experiences, and they leave ripples on someone else. And we get to see this all the time in Herbalife because, for example, Laura got involved in changed her life. And while doing that, she inspired Heather to do that. And while doing that, she inspired Alicia. And while doing that, she inspired Khalil. And while he did that, he inspired Venetia. And Venetia inspired me and John. And we've gone on to inspire other people. And all of our lives have completely transformed. They don't look anything like they did a year and a half ago. All because of Laura's decision. And then it goes on from there. You know, someone inspired Laura. And I'm very aware that my actions and my decisions and my words have impacts on other people. And sometimes it's overwhelming to think that the ripple that I used to live, that I used to leave behind, that I used to impress upon other people was destructive. And I don't know how far those ripples went. And when I think about the power of influence and rippling, I am overwhelmed at knowing that I left that out there somewhere. And that people were impacted in a negative way. But just as much as I know that I have the ability to leave a positive ripple around everyone that I know now. And I wake up in the morning and I'm just so excited, and I'm trying to think about every single way that I can try and create positivity in the world, that I can try and help somebody else, because I know ultimately that regardless of what decisions I make or the state of mind that I am in, I do have an influence on other people. I matter. I am one person in 6 billion, but I matter. Everything that I do goes out. And I have a choice on what I want to put out. And whether I want to hurt, harm, or help people. You are the exact same way. You matter. And it may not feel like it in the moment, but everything that you do impacts those around you in some way, shape, or form. If I were to pluck you from the world, it would make an impact. People would feel that impact. If I were to pull you out and put you someplace else, the people that you are now around would feel your impact. We all matter. My intention for the rest of my life is to always make sure that what I'm putting out in the world is productive, that what I'm putting out helps, that what I'm putting out is love. And I never want to return to the person that I was. And so days like this, where I'm reminded and I face those feelings, and I pick and I pick and I pick and I pick at whatever it is that is just eating away at me. I do those things and I have those days because I know that I have to do this in order to get to the next step. So if you feel it, that feeling in your gut that something is wrong, that something is eating away at you, that you just don't feel right, and your heart is pumping, and we call it many different things. We call it anger, we call it sadness, we call it anxiety, we call it so many things. But whatever that feeling is, if it is not a positive one, figure out what it is and why it exists. You need to get rid of it. It has to heal. It has to heal so that you can make the best of your presence, so you can have a strong influence on other people, so you can be a positive light in the world. Everything you do matters. Everything.